Well, the stage is set for that final stop of the Fedex Cup playoffs. And take a look at this right here. Nice pictures at East Lake. I guarantee you will not look like that later today. Tour Championship there, teeing off in Georgia. The field of 29 will have to deal with that summer weather in Atlanta, a.k.a. hot Atlanta. A lot of sun, but rain in the forecast as well, which could take part in the scoring department, maybe lower than usual. Storms will command attention out there on the greens. Taking a look at how the standings look so far. Scottie Scheffler not just coming in with that lead at East Lake, but also the betting favorite at plus 210 there after that T3 finish at BMW. Patrick Cantlay, of course, Mr. Consistent, was successfully able to defend his title last week. And Xander Schauffele, he has not shot over par in the final round of tour event all season. In fact, you can go all the way back to 2020. The X-Man has been cooking. All right, the guru of the greens, Doug Bell, we usually have him out on the course. It would be at East Lake, but he's indoor because of the thing I mentioned, the rain, the forecast there. Doug, kind of give us an inside view of how that weather can impact the players here in round one.
Well, Brandon, again, forgive me for being inside, but I'll be outside in the rain all day long, so I wanted to stay dry for a little bit. We've had about 1/4 of an inch of rain here at East Lake since early in the morning, and it's not expected to stop. It'll be kind of that steady rain all day long. And so what does that mean? The rough is always tough at East Lake, but now it's going to be wet and gnarly, so you will pay the price if you go into the rough. And again, the fairways are very firm, but you won't get as much rollout as normal. Now, the one advantage, I think, is the greens are always really firm at East Lake, and now they'll be very wet, soft, gettable. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I think and Cameron Smith will have an opportunity to be very aggressive with the wet greens. So we'll see how it plays out, but it'll be a soggy afternoon, that's for sure.
Competing against the top 29 players, you thought that was hard enough. Now Mother Nature also entering the chat room when it comes to everything in Atlanta there. It's a finale for some, but also a first for others. Sepp Straka, the highest in the standings when you're talking about those first comers at 9. But among the newcomers there, what do you expect from the first timers teeing it up here at East Lake?
Well, Brandon, it's great to see the newcomers. Like I talked to Tom Hoagie and Sepp Straka yesterday. They were like little kids playing their first junior golf tournament. It was really fun to see, and I love that enthusiasm and excitement. But I'll be looking at a couple of rookies. Cameron Young, Sahith Theegala. They're going for the Arnold Palmer Award, the PGA Tour Rookie of the Year. Of course, Cameron Young has 5 second-place finishes. It's been a phenomenal season. He plays tough golf courses very, very well. And these guys, knowing they've made the top 30, they get in all the majors, they get in all the invitationals next year. So this was a big accomplishment for them. But also keep in mind now, Davis Love III with his captain's picks next week for the President's Cup team. Cameron Young is 12th. He probably is going to get a nod. Sahith Theegala is 18th. Hey, Scott Stallings, who hasn't been here in a long time, he's 13th. So we'll kind of call him a newcomer. So there's a lot in line for these guys playing for the first time or for the first time in a long time.
You mentioned those new benefits in 2023, just making it here in the top 30, the 2-year exempt, and also the entry in the Century Tournament of Champions, which historically was a winners-only event. A win-win for a lot of guys here. Your reaction to all of this in the future when we're talking the PGA Tour?
I talked to Sahith Theegala yesterday, and he's like, I can't believe I'm going to go to Maui. He's very, very excited about that. And keep in mind, you not only go to Maui and start the season in that phenomenal location, but these guys, they set their schedule now for the whole year. These are huge money events now with all the announcements that have taken place on the PGA Tour. So for a guy like Sahith Theegala, his whole career has turned around in one season. So it's pretty exciting what's happening on the PGA Tour, especially for these young guys, and especially for those guys who've now made it to East Lake. They're tasting what is going to be a phenomenal run now for all the guys on the PGA Tour.
All right, Doug, I got to get your expert pick. Are we going with the top dog as Scottie Scheffler? Are we thinking Patrick Cantlay, what we saw last week there? Others, Rory McIlroy, also Tony Finau, you name it. Who is your pick this week to wrap up the season with that one last championship?
Well, Brandon, it really is a 6-horse race. There's no question about it. And right there at the bottom of that 6-horse race, Cameron Smith and Rory McIlroy, who've had phenomenal years and can be ultra aggressive knowing they're 6-back. But I got to go with the guy at the top. You know, Scottie Scheffler, I walked with him yesterday during the practice round. He's playing with Colin Morikawa. He is so, I don't want to say loosey-goosey, he's just very comfortable in this environment. This is the third time he's played the Tour Championship. You know, the first time 3 years ago, he finished fifth. He likes this golf course. In 8 rounds at East Lake, 5 rounds have been in the 60s. And we talked yesterday in HQ about his phenomenal iron play. He's gone from 83rd to 4th in strokes gained, approach shots, and that's perfect formula for success at East Lake. Scottie Scheffler, who comes in with more than $12 million in earnings this year, I think he'll cash in the $18 million. He's going to hoist that FedEx Cup trophy, and he'll be grinning ear to ear with more than $30 million in earnings. I think it'll be a big week, big Sunday for Scottie Scheffler.
Doug, I want to play devil's advocate here. Of course, he's the top dog in the standings, #1 in the world, also the favorite this week. What will it take for him to lose this week if he doesn't come out on top here?
Well, he's going to have to get careless, and I think that's the game plan. You don't want to be too conservative, but he knows his iron play is so good, it is going to be very difficult for him to shoot some outlandish score. He's going to have to help. A guy like Cameron Smith, Rory, who comes 6 back, they not only have to play really, really well, but Scottie's going to have to help them. And I think with the year that he's had, I just don't see any way, shape, or form that Scottie Scheffler is going to give shots away. Again, he's the lead dog. Patrick Cantlay nipping at his heels. Xander Schauffele plays East Lake better than anybody else. Let's not forget Sam Burns, just 5 shots back. But I think in the end, you got the best player from the start of the season now to the end of the season. It'll be Scottie Scheffler.
All right, we'll see how that pans out there. Doug Bell's always tapping in. Appreciate your time. Everything there at East Lake on the Tour Championship, the final leg there. Don't forget the guys in the First Cut podcast as well, laying it out there. The new PGA Tour revamped schedule, payouts, as we just discussed here. Tiger and Rory teaming up to start that new TGL series. Rick Gaiman and Greg Ducharme breaking down all the latest developments. Just download and give them a follow.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.